Hello, Louise Singleton here. Welcome to Louise Singleton Creations. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made the jellyfish to go in my resin jellyfish pyramid lamp, which will be the part 2 video. And if you would like to see part 2, just wait until the end and there will be a link that you can click on which will take you straight to the second video. Thank you for watching. Right then, so my first step is to show you how to make the jellyfish, and here's one that I made another time. It didn't turn out great, that's why I didn't use it. Some of the bits broke here, but yeah, this is kind of what your jellyfish is going to look like, and now I'm going to just show you how I made it. So what you're going to need is a silicone sheet, and I love these, they're really cheap as well. It's just a thin sheet of silicone, and one side's shiny and the other side's dull. I prefer to use the dull side for this. I know normally you would use the shiny side because it gives you a lovely shiny effect, but you don't really need the underneath of your jellyfish to be shiny. You're not going to see it. And if you use this side, when you do your pulling to make the tentacles, is that what you would call them? I don't know what you would call them. I'll call them tentacles. When you pull out your resin to make the tentacles, it grips better to this side of the sheet. If you use the other side of the sheet where it's really shiny, they're more likely to separate or to pull back to the main body. So that's why I use the dull side. So I've mixed some, which one did I use? Total Cast resin. You can kind of use any resin for this one, for the jellyfish. The actual pyramid later on, you need a resin that's good for doing deep casting, but for something shallow you can use any resin, and I've gone for my resin, which is the quickest one, the one I've chosen. It cures fairly quickly, so that's why I've chosen it, because I'm impatient. So it's a 1-to-1 resin, and it's by Elichem, and it's a really good resin actually. So yeah, I've mixed it up by volume 1-to-1, and what I'm going to do is just, well, I'll try pouring it rather than dropping it with a stick. I'm going to pour some little puddles onto the mat, all different sizes. So there's a really small one. Don't worry if you drip it. I'll do a bit of a bigger one. And slightly bigger. I don't want to go too big, because if your jellyfish is too big, you're never going to fit it in your mould. There's one. I'm going to do a tester. In fact, I'll have that little one there as a tester. I'll explain what I mean in a minute. Another one. It's like when you're making cookies, don't put them too close together because it's going to spread out, and especially when you get your tentacles on there. Tentacles, I need a better word than tentacles, it just sounds wrong. Right, there's another one. And we'll do one here, little one, and one here. The reason I do lots is because they're never going to all work perfectly. Never does for me. It might do for you. You may be a real whiz with your resin, but I always find that at least one goes wrong. Right, that'll do. Right, so I've got my alcohol inks. I have the Pinata white. I've got some Pinata passion purple, some, what's this one? Rangers, is it? Oh yeah, that's a Rangers one. Eggplant, and a Rangers silver mixative. I've not used this colour combination before, so we'll see what happens. right now I'm going to try a different order on each one to see which one looks best. So I'll start with this small one here. I'll just start with 1 drop of white alcohol ink, and then I don't want to put too much in because I quite like it when the outside is a little bit clear. And 1 of purple, and ooh, look, that looks good. And I'm not going to put anything else on there, I'm just going to let it settle for a minute and then I can come back to it when I decide what to do next. So on this one, let's try one of the colours first and then the white. Eggplant. 1 drop of white. Oh, that's pretty. The thing with the white is if you keep watching, it won't stay like that. It will sink to the bottom in a minute, but we'll see what happens. So let's try one with some silver. It's really fun doing this bit. You can just experiment as much as you like. I'm going to start with a silver drop. I'll go for the eggplant again. Don't overdo it with the silver because it can really overpower it can just be too much on your jellyfish. But it looks with that one like it's getting some lovely patterns coming out. I quite like that. Yeah, okay, well so far, which one am I liking? Oh, do you know this one? I'm just looking at it, it's still changing. Anyway, let's try putting 2 colours together. So I'll start with the purple and then the eggplant, and then let's do a white. Oh, that's nice. That reminds me of one of those globes that has the electricity going on inside and you touch it with your finger and it all goes to the side of the globe. Oh, I like that one. Yeah, right. So if you see this silver one, that needs something else. I'm going to put some more of the eggplant and see what happens. Let's do 2 drops. That's quite cool. So far, yeah, I think I'm liking this one best. And that was the eggplant and then the white, so I'll do that again. If you notice, I haven't popped the bubbles like you normally would with resin. That was 2 drops. I'll just do 1 drop white. 1 drop white, sorry. Because with the bubbles, you're not going to see them if there are any. Most of them will probably escape anyway because this is so shallow, and I didn't want to start blowing it around or using my heat gun on the silicone mat, so I've just left it as it is. Oh, that one's interesting. Each one's so different. Right, okay, let's try white with that silver. Oops. And I'm leaving that tester there. We'll do another one to go with this one. I think that was white, then purple. But with this one, I think I'll do another drop of white in the middle. Yeah. And I'm really liking the eggplant. I'm doing another eggplant one. 1, 2, and white. Now I keep mentioning the tester, and that's because to make these jellyfish, unfortunately, I can't just give you the formula and say, right, now wait 2 hours, because It depends what resin you're using. It depends the temperature of your room. There's so many different factors. So what you need to do is keep coming back, and with a cocktail stick, say come back maybe after an hour and try dragging it out like this. And what you want is for it to be kind of at that point where it's almost cured, but it's still stretchy. You've just got to catch it at the point where you haven't gone too far. So it's a lot of coming backwards and forwards. But if you time yourself, then the next time you do it, you're more likely to know how long to wait. I think it will probably take a couple of hours before it's ready. Right, I'm back, and it's an hour and a half later, and I've just tested on my tester how it's going, and I think it's just about right. So I'm going to start with my least favourite, because obviously with everything you get better as you go along, and I have done this before, but still I like to work my way up with it. Here we go. So I'm going to press the cocktail stick inwards and pull, and maybe twist it a little bit to get it off. There's a hair in that. My hair gets everywhere. And just keep going. So press it down a little bit and pull it out, give it a twist, press down, pull out. Oops. Don't matter actually if they go a bit wiggly, it kind of makes it better. And you can see it's making a pattern in the ink as well. Press down a little bit, don't press all the way through, just press down a bit and keep going. So I'm finding if I don't press down too much, it seems to work better. Yeah, if you lay it flat, sorry, my arm's getting in the way. If you lay it flat and pull, rather than trying to stick the point in and pull like that, it works better. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, let it cure, and then we peel them off, and I'm going to shape them and show you how I'm going to shape them. Right then, it is 3 hours later, 3.5 hours later, and my resin jellyfish are just about ready to be peeled off. Well, I think they are ready to be peeled off. So I'm going to start to do that now. It's a little bit tricky to get it started. You just got to do a little bit at a time, but once you've got one side peeled off, you can slide your finger underneath and do it better. So let's see if it's cured enough to do it successfully. I might need to leave it a bit longer. I think it might be okay. Here we go, so I'm getting my thumb underneath now. Yeah, here it comes. It's just that first little bit where you're peeling it off where it's tricky. So we've got our flat jellyfish. So we don't want a flat jellyfish. And I don't know about you, but I lay awake at night planning how to do things more effectively, and I've come across an idea which is slightly different to the way I normally shape them, and I'm going to give it a go for the first time on camera. How sensible is that? I'm always doing that. So I'm going to use eggs and cling film. Let me just get an egg I think what I'm going to do is wrap the egg in cling film first, and I've got my cling film machine from the kitchen, which is my favourite kitchen gadget, and wrap the egg up. I think I'm going to use the pointy end, and then I'm going to put my jellyfish on the top, and then I'm going to wrap some more cling film. This is a bit wasteful, I realise, but it's a bit because I'm using a long strip, but it's a bit of a pain to be cutting it, especially on video. So I don't know whether that was under the camera. I might have to do another one. Oh, that works quite well. Keeps it in place. So that's one. I'll do another one because I'm not sure if I was under the camera then. Yeah, I like that. And I will just leave that now until tomorrow, and it should be a lot firmer and it should keep its shape tomorrow. So I'm going to put that back in the egg box, and I'll try another one. Let's try this one. Do you know what? I think this is my favourite. There we go. Once you get it started, it's easy. Okay, it's just folded over there. Right then, so I'll get an egg again. Just put that there. Wrap my egg up. Wrong way around. I knew I'd done that. I'm using the pointy end. Right. Twist it at the bottom. Get my jellyfish back. Hold it in place over the top. More cling film. I bet you're all going to decide you need one of those cling film dispensers now, aren't you? They are fantastic. I don't know how I ever lived without my cling film dispenser. Right, there's another one. Oh, I might need... It's a bit badly positioned. Might put a bit more on. Twist it at the bottom. That might be okay. Because I'm going to put it back in the egg box that way up, so that the egg box will help keep its shape as well. In fact, I've brought my wooden egg holder. Right, there. I don't know if you can see. I've put it in my egg holder from the kitchen. So there's that one. So yeah, that's basically all you need to do, and I'll keep going and speed it up just in case you wanted to see me do any more. And yeah, tomorrow they'll be ready for me to start my pyramid. There we go. I won't do any more on the camera because it's too much. Right. So I'm just going to take this cling film off the egg, and then take the cling film out from the inside, and we have our fabulous jellyfish, all nicely shaped. And we've got these ones, got them all here. And that one, all different shapes and sizes and colours. I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet, I'll decide in a minute. And the last one there. I have them. If you would like to find out how to make the resin pyramid with the jellyfish inside, just click on the link here. And if you haven't got time to watch it now, just click on my picture in the middle and subscribe and ring the bell, and then you can go back anytime you like just to watch the second video.